Hey guys, so here's your Wednesday the 20th workout. Warm-up's going to be pretty short, but the WOD's going to be really long, so you're going to do one time on the warm-up, you're going to run 200 meters, and then you're going to do 2 rounds of everything else. So you're running to your 100 meter mark, your 50 meter mark twice, and back. But yeah, so 2 rounds, jumping lunges just on the spot, so knee to the ground, just try to jump into that next step. Right, speed them up if you kind of got your balance and you kind of starting to get warm. Jumping air squats, same thing. We're gonna get explosive, but I want the squats to look good, so it's get explosive, right? So I want to still look like a solid squat. I want my weight in my heels. I don't want to be kind of shifted into this kind of forward squat with my heels off the ground and kind of jumping off the balls of the feet. I'm gonna sit in a balanced squat, so knees out. Chest up, and then getting explosive. Okay? And then same thing, speed them up as you get more comfortable with it. And then 10 push-ups just right to the floor. Same what we're going to be doing with push-ups later in the workout. Usually for these, I keep thinking about keeping my hands under my shoulders. I want my elbows going sort of back and kind of a little bit more in. Usually when we see people kind of hurting their shoulders on push-ups, they're in this kind of T position, and that's kind of putting me in a kind of bad shoulder position. So what I want to do is get my kind of hands under, kind of in line with my chest, and then my elbows are kind of back and out, right? Y. Right? Some people can kind of keep them really close, but I find the most comfortable position is where you're looking like this angle. Imagine you were going to push a car or a wall. You'd push like this. You wouldn't kind of do this and push, and you wouldn't kind of put your elbows right here and push. Right? You'd kind of put yourself in the strongest pushing position. Okay. Sometimes with huge numbers of reps, push-ups, people kind of try to move around their positions a little bit to kind of to be strategic and kind of change it a little bit. But yeah, so for the workout, it's so we got the workout burst. It's a hero WOD. It's named after a fallen soldier. I don't know the background story on this one, but usually for May 24 we would usually do Murph, which is a really long hero workout, which has got a mile run, 100 push-ups, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and 1 mile run at the end. And sometimes people are wearing a weighted vest for that one because it's a hero WOD. Couldn't do that obviously because not everyone has a pull-up bar at home, but the rest would have been good, and then the weather wasn't very good, so today we're kind of making up for our long grind of a hero WOD for the holiday. So you're going to do 1 round through this big long list of stuff. You don't need a pull-up bar for this one, but yeah, so burpee, standards, just chest to the ground, jump or clap. It's a lot today, so you might be kind of going at your, this is a long 40+ minute workout for most. It's going to be it's going to be more of a sort of a steady pace of a workout as opposed to like a sprint like we did in the last, like yesterday's workout was fast, go, and then break, and then just basically as hard as you could go, break. This one is more keep a steady pace the whole way. Okay, so burpee standard, chest to the ground, in that same push-up position at the bottom, and get off the ground, right? So you could step down, lay down, step up, right? As long as chest touches the ground, and then you get off the ground with your hands over your head. That's the standard for today. I would say keep a pace that you think you can maintain to be able to do 50. I don't want to be doing 5 super fast ones and then need to break, and then 5 super fast ones and need to break. I want to be able to do 50 in a row. Okay. Then you're going to run 400 meters. So if you have your mark that you did in the warm-up, you're doing that twice, or you're figuring out a way to get that number. Maybe it's 50-meter mark there and back, right? And so on, or you got 200 meter mark, or you, some people might even be able to do this on a track. You could do a lap, kind of do all your stuff when you get back. It's always gonna be a 400 meter run for this one. 100 push-ups, just like it went over, chest to the floor, fully lock out. So if what I'm trying to get rid of is with these push-ups is snaking my way up. So I don't want to do this up and then this up. I want to have chest and thighs come off at the same time and stay, right? And chest touches. So they're fully touching the ground. It's not just your shirt touching the ground or kind of till your arms at the 90. Chest has to touch, full range of motion, all the way locked up. That's the other thing too. So you see a lot of like people doing this, or they're doing that. So all the way up, all the way down. Push-ups is probably gonna be the thing I think that's gonna kind of be the difference maker. You know, for me, I know my push-ups will die quicker than these other movements, so I'll have to break them up. I'll probably do sets of, maybe sets of 10 for as long as I can, and then that will turn into sets of 5 probably by the end, especially that second round. And then having to do them after 50 burpees might also make them harder. Yeah, but then you do a run again. Everything's got a run between it. Walking lunges, you're moving, so it's not on the spot like this. It's 150 steps, so it's not 150 meters like we often do, but you're supposed to be moving forward. So you can kind of, if you're in your house or in your driveway, you can go up and down your driveway, but it's a forward step, right? Just make sure while you're doing that forward step that my knee is my shin is staying vertical and I'm not kind of getting the knee out here and my heel's coming off the ground and blowing up the front of my knee. I want that square, maybe a little bit forward, but not past until angle. So I'm driving through that front heel. So my power's going through there to get up. Okay? So yeah, 150 steps, but like I said, you're moving forward while you're doing it. Back to a run. Then 200 squats is a lot in a row. So you're gonna probably break that into sets. You know, maybe you're doing 20 squats and then you shake it out for a second, 20 squats, shake it out for a second. Or you're gonna do a little bit slower of a pace where there's that little hesitation at the top just to kind of give your legs a second. Because if you do like super fast ones and you're like trying to race them, your legs are gonna blow up pretty quick, right? Like I said, whenever we're doing a lot of squats and air squats, people try to do them really fast and they turn into like kind of this, where they're bent over, knuckles are hitting the ground, and they don't look very good. So still want them to look good. 200 is enough to kind of blow up your knees, kind of wreck your back. So chest up. Okay, solid looking squats. Never should we kind of be going so fast that we're losing that solid looking form. Okay. It'll only make you better in the end. So 400 meter run, then back to the lunges, back to a run again, back to the push-ups. Like I said, that second set of push-ups probably is going to be a little more tired. You might be having to break things a little bit more. You might have to be doing start with, sets of 5, right? Then a final run, and then burpees to finish. So it's a long grind. So just kind of get warm, get ready to go, and just try to keep a pace, right? The goal is, for most, is just going to be to finish it. Kind of try not to stop moving too much. Usually these kind of WODs are daunting for people, and then by the end of it, they're like, they're like, oh, wasn't that bad? But like, when they look at the list, they get a little kind of scared of it. Sometimes you kind of look at a WOD and you go, say this WOD was like 10 rounds of 2 or 3 movements, it wouldn't look as bad as that big long list. But if you kind of think about it differently, sometimes you can kind of sort of get in your own head a little bit. So just keep chipping away at that list, you'll get there. Okay? Have fun, guys.